The College of Tragedy Bard is a really fun modded subclass for the Bard, so let's go over it. We're going to level by level, combat tutorial and all the items you can need. So we start with the mod class. This will give you a bunch of awesome abilities and spells, but Bardic Inspiration is the main one. We can inspire an ally to add a plus 1d6 bonus to the next attack roll, ability check or saving throw until long rest as a bonus action. We also have our first level spell slots unlocked, Dexterity saving throw proficiency, Charisma saving throw proficiency, Simple weapon, hand crossbow, longsword, rapier, short sword, musical instrument, light armor proficiencies. For cantrips we will be taking Vicious Mockery, and we'll be taking Thunderclap. For spells we're going to take Healing Word, Bane, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and Charm Person. For a starting instrument, pick whatever one you want. And then for your ability points, we're going to have 8 Strength, 16 Dexterity, 14 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, and 16 Charisma. For your proficiencies, take whatever fits your roleplay. Bard level 2 unlocks Jack of all trades, so your vast experiences make you more likely to succeed in any undertaking. Add half your proficiency bonus rounded down to ability checks that you're not proficient in. You also gain Song of Rest, so your allies are revitalised as though you would have taken a short rest. This is an awesome ability. We get to take one spell here, so we are going to take Thunderwave. I think it's one of the best spells in the entire game. Bard level 3 unlocks our specialisation. Now before that we get to pick one spell, and we're going to take Heat Metal for this one. And then for our subclass, of course, the College of Tragedy. Not all grand stories conclude in triumphant victory, and you know that sorrow and pathos are emotions just as potent as joy and delight. Specialising in the power of tragic storytelling, you weave words and spells together to dramatic and devastating effect. So the first thing we unlock here is Poetry in Misery. You've learned to harness the beauty in failure, finding inspiration in even the direst twists of fate. You may regain a use of your bardic inspiration whenever you or an ally rolls a critical failure on an attack roll or saving throw. An awesome ability here to just replenish every so often. And Sorrowful Fate. Exploit your foe's peril to instill deep feelings of sorrow and doom, changing the next saving throw forced by the target to a charisma save instead. If the target of the save fails, it will take 1d6 psychic damage, and this will scale up with your bardic inspiration dice. For your expertise, again take whatever fits your roleplay. Bard level 4 unlocks our next feat. Now before that we gain one more cantrip, and for this we will take Mage Hand. And then for a spell here we're going to take Hold Person. This is an incredible battlefield control spell. I think this is a must have for a bard. For your feat here we are going to take our Charisma from 16 to 18. Bard level 5 unlocks our 3rd level spell slots as well as Font of Inspiration. So you regain all your bardic inspiration after a long or short rest. As well as improved bardic inspiration, so it's now a plus 1d8. For a spell here we are going to take the Glyph of Warding, again another one of my favourite spells in the game. Bard level 6 brings Counter Charm, so you and any allies within 9 meters have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. We also gain the Tale of Hubris, so when a creature scores a critical hit against you or an ally, you may invoke the story of the attacker's downfall. For the duration of the effect, or until the target suffers a critical hit, the threshold to score a critical hit with any weapon attack against the target is reduced by 2. This pairs really well with things like a champion fighter who has a reduced crit number as well. Really awesome stuff. And Unstoppable. Your words can twist the power of fate to create triumph from the promise of future despair. When you make an attack roll or a saving throw, you can gain a plus 10 bonus to the roll, but the next attack roll or saving throw you make takes a minus 10 penalty. If not used, this penalty disappears when you finish a short or long rest. So big trade-off here. We gain another spell, and for this we will take Hypnotic Pattern. Bard level 7 brings our 4th level spell slots now, and for this we will be coming in here and we'll take Confusion. Bard level 8 unlocks our 2nd feat. We also get to pick one more spell at this point, and I would personally take Fear. And then for your feat, we are going to max out our Charisma here at 20. Bard level 9 unlocks a 5th level spell slot, and there's some really awesome ones here, but the one we're going to take is Mass Cure Wounds, so we've got some healing capabilities. Bard level 10 brings improved Bardic Inspiration, so it's now 1d10. And Nimbus of Pathos. Empower the target with a tragic heroism. A creature affected by this has a +4 bonus to its to its armor class, advantage on all attacks and saving throws, and will deal 1 to 10 additional radiant damage with weapon attacks and spells. However, the number required to critically hit the creature is reduced by 2. So it means you can make a character more likely to get critically hit, but you can also have the benefit of using this to your advantage and really boosting their attacks and armor class. We get another cantrip here, and for this one we will take Light, or you can take Minor Illusion, choice is yours. And then for a spell here, we're going to take Dominate Person. We also get to access our magic secrets, so we'll be taking Banishing Smite. This is one of the only ways to get this in the game. And we'll take something such as Cone of Cold, or Ice Storm, Fireball, whatever you really want to pick and choose here, the choice is yours, but take something that's really good and probably not concentration based. Again, for your expertise, take whatever fits your roleplay. Bard level 11 unlocks 6th level spell slots. So for this one we are going to be taking Otto's Irresistible Dance. This is probably my favourite spell in the game, and it is incredible in boss fights against like Orion, Savarok, all that stuff. An incredible spell to have. Bard level 12 unlocks our final feat. And before that we gain one more spell, so here we will take Eye Bite as well. And then for your feat we will take Alert to boost us up the turn order. Let's go over our equipment, and we start with the Gibbous of Worshipful Servant. At the start of the combat, the wearer will gain momentum equal to their charisma modifier, and we have an advantage on concentration saving throws. If we come in here, momentum is incredible. Momentum basically means that our movement speed is increased by 1.5 meters, helping us get around. We're going to take the Cloak of Displacement, so at the beginning of our turn it will activate, granting enemies disadvantage on attack rolls against us until we get hit. We're going to take the Space Hunt boost to give us Dimension Door. We can only use light armour, so we're going to take in the Elegant Studded Leather here, plus 2 bonus to our initiative, advantage on stealth checks, and a use of shield to protect us from danger. For gloves, I really like the Jiminy gloves. This will allow you to do adroit casting, which means cantrips targeting foes and allies can target an additional creature. For rings, we're going to take the Shifting Corpus ring to give us invisibility and blur. The Strange Conduit ring, so we'll concentrate on a spell, and most bard spells are concentration. We'll do an additional 1 to 4 psychic damage. The Surgeon Subjugation Amulet, so when we score a critical hit on a humanoid, we can paralyse them for 2 turns. And then for weapons, we're going to take the Murderous Cut. So this weapon will do an additional 1 to 4 piercing damage against targets with 50% hit points or fewer. And in our offhand, Bloodthirst. Improved critical, reducing our critical number. And in our offhand, we gain True Strike if someone misses us with a melee attack, and Armor Class +1. So that is the build. Let's go find some combat and check it out. Okay, you can see we're in the combat. So we are going to start some of our abilities, and the first one we're going to show off is the Adroit Caster. This will allow you to do Vicious Mockery as a cantrip on 2 enemies. Just like that. And again, Vicious Mockery, if we come in here. Disadvantage on the next attack roll. Really cool ability. Now that still frees up our bonus action, so if we wanted to, we could come in here with a Sorrowful Fate. We can come in here with a Bardic Inspiration, a Flourish. So let's put Bardic Inspiration on Shadowheart. And there we go. Okay, now of course we've got our Bardic Inspiration, so let's see if we need it to attack the enemy. And we did not, so we still have that Bardic Inspiration available. Now one of our key abilities as the Tragedy Bard is the Nimbus of Pathos. This will be what boosts a +4 to armor class, advantage on attack rolls and saving throws, as well as extra radiant damage. So if we do this, we'll place this on our rogue here. The only downside is that they are now more likely to be critically hit. But thanks to that, once again, we have our Bardic Inspiration if we wanted to. We can also Flourish and attack the enemy in front of us, just like that. Now the enemies tried to hit us with an Ensnaring Strike, which means we can do Unstoppable if we want to. +10 bonus to attack rolls or saving throws, or for the trade-off of that we gain a -10 penalty to an attack roll or saving throw. So it really depends on what the ability is. I think for an Ensnaring Strike I wouldn't bother. I think just take that and let an ally help. Okay, so we have our Nimbus of Pathos, and the reason we put this on our rogue is so that we can sneak attack every round, because we have advantage. And we have that extra radiant paired with our equipment. For example, I'm using the Stalker Gloves, so we get a 1d4 to our sneak attack as well. And we can land these sneak attacks now every single round, as long as we don't have disadvantage. And again, as a Tragedy Bard, we can do Sorrowful Fate, changing someone's saving throw for the next ability to a Charisma one. So if we were to place that, On an ally, we'll just do that on Shadowheart, for example. This works really well on sorcerers who have a high charisma score. And as you see, that used a bonus action, so we still have our main action. And for that, we can do something incredible like a Banishing Smite, and we could send, potentially, Trunk's Grove to a different dimension for 2 rounds. And you see nice big miss thanks to our Cloak of Displacement, and then we made our concentration. And once again, we can do our sneak attack thanks to having the Nimbus of Pathos, so we'll target the Barbarian in front of us. And if we come in with our offhand, you'll see that also benefits from the extra radiant damage. Now if we just do our regular attack and offhand, you'll see the damage we do, but we do get the benefit of being able to deal extra damage when they are below 50% of their hit points, so bear that in mind. You see we got critically hit there because, again, with the Nimbus of Pathos we are more susceptible to being critically hit. And again, we have the extra benefit of we can land a sneak attack thanks to always having advantage. And with the extra radiant damage, we can really finish enemies off so much easier. Now thanks to Magical Secrets, we do have those higher level spells that are pure damage dealers instead of being concentration based. So for example, we can do a Cone of Cold here, and there you go, big damage to everyone in front of us. And we can also land another Bardic Inspiration if we so choose, so we could put this one on Jaheira for example, like that. We'll land another big sneak attack and we'll do it on Terse here, just like that. And with the Bard, we'll start our battlefield control. So let's do our whole person, we'll up target to be able to land on 3 people. And there you go, we have held to them nullifying the battlefield there. You'll see the whole person coming in, which means any melee attack within, any attack within 3 meters is always a guaranteed crit. As you can see here, and this pairs really nicely with things like Divine Poison, because that will also be a crit. Again, we will land our massive attacks, so we'll come in here, we'll do an offhand on the enemy, landing that crit, and then we know we can land a big old attack here still. Just like that, extra radiant damage all around. And at this point, it's literally just a case of taking the enemy out. So for example, we can do a Eye Bite, and we'll do this on Sledge here. And there you go, we've put the enemy to sleep. So the Bard is all about just battlefield control, debuffing, nullifying enemies into fun things like this. And as you see, the enemy is asleep, and it just means we can run in here, get some big attacks. And at this point, it is just a case of finishing the fight, and we'll do it with a big old sneak attack, utilising the Nimbus of Pathos. So the Tragedy Bard is an awesome sort of high risk, high reward style of gameplay. You can make awesome synergies such as sneak attack every round way easier, but the downside is more critically hit. So really work this into your style, but overall it is a very awesome subclass. So really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, go and check the mod out and let me know in the comments what you would change about this build. I'm not sure why our character died there. We'll ignore that. If you haven't already, please drop the episode a like, helps me tremendously, and subscribe to the channel for more. I've got more guides too: Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, Path of Exile, Elden Ring, Oblivion, Expedition 33, Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, all the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.